Alright guys, well it's time for some new game news that is nothing to do with The Last of Us for a change. But as reported by Giant Freaking Robot just a couple days ago, Henry Cavill is in talks for a Call of Duty movie, so he's gonna get into that after the intro. So yeah, you know what you gotta do, that subscribe and that like, press those little buttons down below to help me grow my channel. And unsurprisingly, Henry Cavill is in talks for another video game adaptation. I feel like Cavill's gonna become like the champion of these things because he's already done The Witcher and he's already leaving that after 2 seasons, which I say good for him because that show is already starting to go downhill a little bit. Season 2 was not good as Season 1, I thought. And on top of him already being in talks to do a Warhammer 40,000 or whatever it's called adaptation, which is a thing that he loves, he's also now in talks to be Captain John Price in a film for Amazon Studios based on the Call of Duty franchise. So according to Giant Freaking Robot, their trusted and proven sources tell us that Henry Cavill is in talks to play the British hero Captain John Price in Call of Duty. It tells us Amazon Studios in the midst of securing the film rights. So that means Amazon could make a lot of Call of Duty, because Call of Duty's been around forever. It's probably the biggest game franchise in the world. I would say it is. Maybe next to Fortnite or something, or Minecraft. None of which are these games that I play at all. But if it all works out, it'll be interesting to learn exactly when and where the film would be set. Captain John Price was actually from the first Call of Duty game ever released in 2003 during the events of World War II. However, Captain John Price doesn't just fight against the Axis powers. But then in 2007, when Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare came out, so Captain John Price was in Modern Warfare, the first Modern Warfare, which was the game that really blew up the entire franchise. And I played that game too, and I loved it. It's an awesome game. But he was in that as a new contemporary version of the character, which doesn't really make sense, but that's what they did. But we all know, anyone who knows Henry Cavill knows he's a big gamer nerd, which makes him a little bit cooler in my book. But you know, we know that after Season 2 of The Witcher, he got canned or whatever, and someone else is replacing him, one of the Hemsworths, but I could care less about that, to be honest. But he's also doing the actually, it's pretty funny. Apparently he initially ignored Zack Snyder's call, tell him he had been cast in Man of Steel because he was busy playing World of Warcraft. But yes, we know that he's no longer going to be Geralt, and we also know that he's no longer going to be Superman. But you know, whatever. His version of Superman was the weakest version yet, so no big loss there. So there's no way to know if the new movies will follow any of the plot of the games at all, or are they just going to take like the Call of Duty name and do whatever they want with it, which they potentially could. But if Cavill was going to play John Price, then who's been in multiple games, he could potentially be in multiple versions of it, which I would think they would do that. If that would make sense for him to sign him on for like multiple movies, not just the one, because you know Cavill's gonna become like the video adaptation guy. I think, just kind of like how Craig Mazin's gonna be like the video adaptation writer and producer, the Last of Us guy. Cavill could become like the video game adaptation actor star, and he's gonna produce his own stuff too. So I mean, I'm not a big Call of Duty person. I haven't played Call of Duty games since the first Black Ops, I think. So, but I mean, that's cool. I don't really care about the games themselves. I just love that more and more adaptations are coming out, because I know the space is going to be blown up. But what do you guys think? What do you think about Cavill doing another video game adaptation? What do you think about Cavill being in Call of Duty? What about Call of Duty being adapted? Do you care? Are you excited? Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Keep gaming.